Hey doves! Today I'm starting a new project that I'm really excited about. I know you guys haven't heard from me other than my streams that I've been posting not very consistently on YouTube. So I really need to get better about recording and streaming, but I'm still not sure if that's a good idea or not for my computer wise. Also, I have a kitten now. Her name is Bast. I rescued her when she was 6 weeks old, and she is now 19 weeks old, which is a little over 4 months. So she knows how to play fetch. It is adorable. Anyway, I finally did my makeup. So we're going to have a new profile picture for my YouTube channel from this, and yes, it's a bow. My hair is as long as it used to be, but it's not as short as it was, so I'm letting it grow back out. So we're going to try to keep our videos more concise so that you guys don't have to listen to me go on forever and ever, as you guys know I'm really good at doing because I'm super ADHD. So just like so right. Gotta sit away from the camera. This is my world domination chair. You guys like it? It's actually my amazing gaming chair. This is my blanket because I'm always cold. I work from home now, so I have more energy to do stuff. I'm not tired all the time, so it's fantastic. And I really wanted to get back into YouTubing. I'm sorry, this is like an announcement portion. I apologize. I'm sorry. We're gonna get to the point so these poor people can just live their lives. I'm over here apologizing for wasting your time, and then I waste your time some more. So I'm just gonna talk even faster, like that makes up for it. I am thinking of doing ASMR for YouTube because why not? I'm also considering reading some books, but I have to see how that works with copyright and stuff. But I will be looking into all of that fun stuff. That way I will have a greater variety of things. Everything will be categorized into playlists, so you guys will be, there's not gonna be a button here. I also have to figure out how to edit stuff better. So I have a friend who's really good at that, so I'm trying to get some coaching from my friends who are good at these things. I could also use Google. So welcome to the Big Sister Project. This is my introduction video, and I'm so hyped. I did stuff like this on my Snapchat story several years ago, especially when I first started college, and it was like early high school, not early, late high school, and during my community college, I realized the importance of having an older sibling, I guess is the right way to phrase it, because I am the oldest, so I don't have anybody on the hierarchy who's over me that I can look up to for advice and stuff. I kind of just had to figure everything out by myself. So it was very stressful when I started college, to be very real with you guys. I didn't want to be alive in my first semester. I tried a cigarette. It was not good. I'm not addicted to cigarettes or nicotine, but yeah, thankfully. But it's because of my grandmother, really. That's why I won't really pick up the habit. It's because cancer runs in my family, which is so fun. You guys are like, what is this Debbie Downer thing you were so excited about? I'm sorry, I'm getting through the hard part, which is explaining why I got this idea. So I was really lost, and it was a bad time, a very bad period in my life. Like the effects of it, I was depressed, like really down, and it lasted for years. So my energy just got to do other things, just got lower and lower, and I was doing things because I was obligated to do them, not really because I wanted to do them at some point. So come here, darling. So I graduated college, and I was looking into jobs and such for it, and I'm going to take a year off before I go get my doctorate, which is going to be more than a year because it's a lot of work to get into a doctorate program. You have to do a lot of research. So I'm very excited for that because I want to do research in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology, as many of you know, and I'm looking to get a doctorate in clinical psychology specifically. That way I can do research, and if I want to practice, I can. Of course, you have to get certified for that. Hello, darling. And she's very talkative. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have the door open, but I wasn't sure if my roommate was coming home or not, and I didn't want her to hear all of, you know, my videos and stuff, and plus I didn't want her scaring my cat into my lap, and she claws. I trim them, but they grow really fast, and she's very good at sharpening them, and then I feel bad for cutting them, so I keep putting it off. It doesn't hurt, and I'm very careful when I do cut her little claws, but I don't do it that often like I should. So I do it before my siblings visit, that way they don't get scratches. Anyways, sorry, my brain is like, scary things. Speak of happy things. It doesn't work that way, brain. We gotta calm down. We gotta sit. My chair just creaked and I leaned back. Anyways, I don't want to have to do too much editing, so we're gonna try to be good at life. But yeah, since I was posting this like advice and like little pick-me-up quotes and stuff on Snapchat during that time, because I knew that other people also probably needed somebody to give them a boost, I guess. And then advice is always helpful, especially if you're like a first generation for your whatever you're doing. Like I was a first generation for college, at least. My parents completed some college, but I just overexerted myself because I was going to school full-time and I was working full-time, and I was in Phi Theta Kappa, I was in the book club, I was in film club, I wrote for the Chieftain. I wrote for the Chieftain, which was the college newspaper at Itawamba Community College. And then when I graduated from there, I continued working. I just transferred to the Chick-fil-A in Starkville, and that was a really rough time because I had to adjust to living in a new city. I was not in a dorm anymore. I was living in an apartment. I had to pay rent, I had to pay utilities, Wi-Fi, groceries. I know, boohoo, adulting. I'm sorry for those of you who are like, yeah, we get it. And those of you who don't, you are so lucky. Please, well, I don't know how true that is, but look for the positives in wherever they may be, no matter how small they may seem right now, like your friends, not having to pay bills or buy groceries, and not having to, if you don't have to stress about things like that. Definitely revel in it, because you will look back, and I know it sounds like, oh, back in my day, but my friends and I were actually reminiscing yesterday, ironically, about how little we didn't have to worry about that. The construction of that sentence made no sense. We didn't realize how much better off we were then compared to now, and like the things that stressed us out when we were younger weren't stressful at all. Like, you know how your teachers keep saying high school's not going to mean a hill of beans to you in a few years? They're very right, except you'll remember your friends or people you spent time with, the people that were there for you. Because I've struggled for many years with depression. I am now in a program to be certified to be a health and life coach, so that will definitely be influencing this project. This is much more of an introduction than I meant to give, but my script is actually just 2 paragraphs, so yeah, it's definitely, I want it to be something that can genuinely help people, the way, like what I needed back then. I want to be able to give that to people now, and I want to be able to give like a broader base, you know, so that it can help as many people as I can. If you guys have any questions or concerns or anything, just comment them or message me on my social medias, and if I can, I will answer them, and you can put if you'd rather it be answered in a video or not, although I would prefer to answer it in a video, because well, it's content, and other people will have the same question. Like, people don't even realize how often something they're wondering, someone else is wondering too. So crazy how that works. But yeah, I used to just take a picture and type a little caption on it and maybe do a short video on Snapchat, which is a very private platform. And it's not everything I wanted to do with the lot I've been given in life. I have been, I know it's strange to say, but I feel like I've actually been fortunate with everything I've been able to experience, because since I've lived through all these different things and I know about all these different experiences, my friends come from all different walks of life, I think I've been really fortunate to do that. I know I've said that like 10 million times, but I feel like I'm able to offer more because of it. So, and I'm able to empathize with people a lot better than I would have if I hadn't gone through all of that, or if I hadn't had the friends that I did, if I didn't go through what I went through. So I think it's all for the best. I can say that now because I made it through. I didn't think I was going to. This is going to be a very real series, because our problems are very real, crushing things that can make us feel like there's nothing good that's ever going to happen to us. So I want to be as honest as possible, and I don't want to sugarcoat things too much, but I did make it. I didn't think I was going to. Sometimes I think about how old I am now, and I'm 22, and I did not think I was going to live past 16 because of how sad I was all the time. And it was more than just being sad, it was anger and disappointment and like this feeling of never being enough no matter what you did. And that's why I overworked myself so much when I went to college. I did everything. Oh yeah, I never it was like, then I moved to Starkville, then I got off track, but yeah, and at Mississippi State I did the same thing. I was in the Montgomery Leadership Program, although I did not pick up tons of clubs. I did go into the anime club, but I never did anything with it because I was working all the time. Whenever I wasn't in class, I was headed off to work like an hour or so after I got out of a class, because you know, I had bills and stuff. So when I was, my college experience has been very just like no rest. So the pandemic, to tell the truth, was actually kind of a blessing in a sort of a twisted kind of way, because I used to joke all the time, we need a new plague, and then we got one, and then I felt kind of bad for saying that all the time, but it's such a fun phrase. Sometimes it's true. But now experiencing this, it's not great. It's not great at all. But there were advantages. I do try to be optimistic. I used to be an extremely optimistic person, and then I just kind of descended into madness. You know, the natural kind that your brain gives you when your hormones are just off. Like that, your brain's like, what's dopamine? Serotonin? Have some anxiety. You want to be sad? Let's be sad today. How about you get angry at that person for no reason? Why don't we just get furious if anyone even speaks to us today? If even a single word sounds stupid, let's be angry. That's essentially my brain decided to do to me for a long time, and I'm still working on it. Honestly, seeking medication may be one of the best options for me, because I've gotten better. I have gotten a lot better, but I want to be the best that I can be. I don't want to just be better, just be doing okay or doing all right. I mean, I'm doing pretty well, but I could be better, especially with ADHD, because as you guys can see, I'm jumping all over the place. Irritability is also part of ADHD. I just get mad at people for no reason. I get easily distracted, so I have to have cues and such to help me out. because depression and ADHD affect your frontal lobe development, especially if you have it at a younger age. And ADHD has a couple of comorbid, as we call it, mental disorders that tend to come with it. So if you have ADHD, you likely develop anxiety and depression as well. Not saying that's all people can have or that everyone will get all of those things, but it's just a common denominator. Doesn't make sense here. Just a common thing. But yeah. Anyways, we're kicking off the venture today. You know, bingo wings. I am exercising more as well, and that has played a major role in helping me feel better because it generates dopamine and it encourages your brain to keep making it. It's like, come on, brain, you can do it. It's like a kickstart. So, I do want to work with TikTok, but I prefer YouTube. It's always had like a special place in my heart, no matter how, no matter what they do to it. So I prefer YouTube over most things. I do stream on Twitch, but I just game on there. Sometimes I'm actually planning to do like a fun cooking stream, maybe. And then I cook now. That only developed like a few months ago. I cook real food. And yeah, I eat real food now instead of just making sandwiches and microwaving soup and calling it a meal. It's still good though, don't get me wrong, I still eat that sometimes because it makes me happy. But anyways, I chose the Big Sister Project as my title for the program. Again, I really need to edit things and learn software because all my hand gestures, you could just pop stuff everywhere. It'd work great. Because I naturally gesture. Like, imagination. I do stuff like that all the time. It'd be so easy. You wouldn't even have to have a special cue. Be like, when should I add this? Oh, the hands are flailing. Now is the time. So anyways, yeah, I want people to know that they have somebody looking out for them, because everybody deserves to feel like they have a figure in their life that cares about them and that wants them to do the best that they can and wants them to have the best lives possible, and will just kind of like be there, you know, give them advice, talk to them about life, stuff that you may not feel you can talk to everybody about, or subjects that you feel people don't want to talk about. But the culture's changed a lot. People are a lot, America used to have a serious problem with avoiding, it's a death avoidant, and still majorly a death avoidant culture. We don't talk about important things like everyone's gonna die eventually, and nobody talks about it. So it's almost impossible to prepare for something that no one talks about, because it's not something you think about, and then it happens. But Ask a Mortician is a fantastic channel to go for stuff like that, and she is the sweetest person in the world. Her name is Caitlin, and she's really nice and really fun, and she explains things in a meaningful way that's easy to understand, and she does all kinds of fun stuff. So I recommend her if you're interested in that. But yeah, people have become a lot more outspoken about mental disorder. Sorry, occasionally my face itches and I'm wearing makeup, so I have to like stab it with my nails. But people are coming out a lot more about everything that used to be shoved down and ignored, that you can't really ignore, that it's not safe to ignore, that it's not healthy to ignore. So we're going to talk about stuff like that, like sadness and existential crises and fun things like that. We're also going to do like encouraging videos as well, and the ASMR might play a part in it as well, because people need comfort just as much as they need heavy topics discussed. I don't mean like terrible things, but when I say heavy topics, it's just life. We're talking about life. I guess I should have phrased it that way, because now it sounds all scary. Ooh, everything's in your wording and presentation, everybody. So you guys are probably going to be referred to as siblings, I think, because that makes the most sense and it's gender neutral. I am actually non-binary, so studying psychology as I do, gender is a spectrum, and that is very much widely understood in the psychological and sociological community because we understand the origin of it and we know when it started, we know the whole history of it, we know when it was invented. So it's different from your biology. It is more of a mental thing, but assigning boxes to people on, especially when it's just you get 2 boxes and we're gonna stick you in one, we're gonna try to cookie cut you with one of these 2 cookie cutters. And I think I'm not really concerned about pronouns and such, so it's whatever, because I understand that it's a very difficult concept for a lot of people to understand. So I will be doing stuff on that as well to make that easier to understand, because it's not easy. It's not an easy concept for older people to understand either, because they were raised in a different culture and they were essentially, okay, well, I'll just call it like it is, they were very suppressed. So they couldn't really express themselves the way they wanted to. And now there's a lot more freedom of expression, and you don't have to do the things in your cookie cutter. You can just do what makes you happy now. So that's why I don't bother with identifying, because I don't think it's necessary. People will assume what they want to assume, but I'm not going to assign myself a specific cookie cutter, I guess. I don't know. And I think labels help. Some people say labels hurt, but it helps to have a name for your experiences. So let's see. Yes, it's a safe space. You guys are probably like, I figured scary person with the little weird little bow on the side talking about sad things and then to going happy. Are they bipolar? Possibly. Nobody really, I haven't been officially diagnosed with anything except for, I've only been officially diagnosed with ADHD, depression, and anxiety. So this is a very ADHD video. This is what it's like to talk to somebody that has unmedicated ADHD. First-hand experience. I'm just gonna leave it, not edit it, because it's, I don't know. I feel like there's some value in knowing what it's like to talk to somebody unmedicated ADHD who is not keeping their script right in front of them so they can pay attention to it. Sorry. I just want people to know that they're not alone in the world, and I've already talked about it. I skipped ahead by accident and then I jumped back, and yeah, I wrote this with the hopes that I would stay on track, and then I just got into all kinds of cans of worms. This was supposed to be like a 10-minute video. It's 20 minutes. I failed. Okay. Well, I hope you guys take care of yourselves and drink lots of water, get lots of sleep, get all the sleep you need. Don't get too much sleep though. But yeah, that's all that I have for you guys today. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay. My nose is itchy. Okay. I talked about more than I meant to, but I think it's a pretty good, it's so messy, pretty good introduction if you like disorganization and chaos. So future scripts are going to be in bullet point. That way I can't get distracted from it. All right, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching today. And again, I'm sorry I've been a ghost. It's just how I've been existing lately, I guess. Haven't left my house except for groceries. It's the best thing ever. And to visit friends sometimes, of course. Anyways, thank you guys. Have a wonderful day. Please stay safe. And goodbye, my doves. I just realized that article that I read about you shouldn't be peace signing, but I love peace signing. It's like my natural state of being, you know, my natural pose. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and upload this, and then my next video that will be uploaded today, because I'm doing both my introductions today, will be for my business, Serene Vibes Reiki practice, and I'm trying not to overlap too much in my videos, but yeah, I founded it a few years ago, and I didn't really start working with it until very recently, so I'm very excited to get this out for you guys and get some work done on it. So, goodbye, lovelies. Remember, your big sister cares about you. Bye.